Phalaenopsis garden. I've got some orchids for you for the household. If you've never done an orchid before, we have some ones that are very, very easy. You please watch our other video on Phalaenopsis, which is the moth orchid, and it talks about the care of that. We're going to talk now about Dendrobium. Dendrobium is a type of orchid, very, very easy, but you got to have the right Dendrobium. Certain Dendrobiums are need to be dormant, and these are a little bit more challenging. They lose a lot of their leaves, and they'll get new growth, and they'll flower from this, and they support these canes. And the care of this is a lot more complicated than this type. This is a Phalaenopsis type of Dendrobium orchid, and that's the kind you want. I won't tell you too much about the other one, but you can do some research on it. So this particular type is an evergreen type. It does not lose its leaves, and they'll grow up on these stalks that are like canes here, very thin stalks, and these like to be in very small pots. And you got to be really careful because they become very, very top heavy. So it's easy to knock these over, and you have to keep them in these small pots. The type of mix we have for here is made for Dendrobium. I got this at repotme.com, and this is a very porous mix. It's got bark in it, it's got sponge rock in it, and lava rock, and when you water this, it just goes right through very, very quickly. Now, this particular type of orchid likes to be watered in the morning, like all orchids. You should water it with tepid water. You really want to soak this really well when you water it, and then just leave it alone. It probably will need to be watered just once a week, and at every watering you give it a really, really good soak. You really pour that water in there. It'll also like to be fertilized twice a month during the season, and we use a orchid fertilizer like Jack's Orchid Special. It's 30-10-10. It's got a lot of nitrogen in it, and this is a 1/4 teaspoon in a gallon of water. So you'll see some little yellowing of leaves like this. This is normal. That's actually a good sign because it's getting what it needs. And you can see I really do need to tie this up. They kind of went over a little bit, so I'll tie that up. And this top heavy pot is, you can tip it over quite easily. Again, you want to leave your tag in here. This is Dendrobium Little Norman, and it is a very, very easy orchid to grow. Now, when this will stay in bloom for many months. This is a fantastic orchid. It just keeps on going and going. And when it's done, though, you just want to cut at this point right where the stem comes out. Look inside there, and you can see this is where it's going to be cut. You see this little spike in here, this little scar, and we're going to cut just above that point, right in there, and you'll then get a new flower spike coming from that. And it'll flower throughout the year, usually two times a year, and the flowers stay on for very many long time. So it's a really terrific orchid. But make sure you ask for the Phalaenopsis type of orchid or an evergreen Dendrobium. That's the easy one. So this will need to be repotted every 2 to 3 years. Don't put it into a large pot. They like to be in small, tight pots. Other than that, from time to time, it's good to be on a humidity tray. What we've had here is we have some rocks, and you can see this water level in here is below the level of the rocks. Notice also that this pot has little feet on them, so we can put this on top of this, but be careful not to let the water touch the bottom of the pot, otherwise you're going to rot things out. So what I do is I water it, let the water come up, then I will take out some of this water out of here, but this provides some extra humidity. This doesn't need a rest period or anything else, So it's a very easy orchid to have for the household. This can also be grown under lights. Now, this likes also, like the Phalaenopsis, because it's a Phalaenopsis type, it doesn't like to have too much direct sun. This can tolerate more sun than the Phalaenopsis, but it still doesn't want to be in full sun. So east-west exposure with some morning slanting light, and at night again, that would be excellent. If it's not blooming, then you want to push this into some more light. Other than that, there's really nothing to worry about with this. So give it a try, and you'll enjoy that orchid as well. So thank you for watching Bob's Garden, and we'll see you next time. Remember to share, subscribe, and comment on my videos, and be curious, not judgmental.